Paul? No, we don't got
Surfing?
it yet.
Da-na-na.
It's Tulsi time. There we go. Oh, yeah.
The surfer.
All right. So we mentioned in the live. Okay, so I saw in the live stream chat, hey, did we notice the New York Times did a stealth edit? Yes, I mentioned Tim Pool and how the New York Times did a quick stealth edit of how, apparently Russia was grooming, and then it became the Republicans are grooming Tulsi Gabbard. Let's get one thing straight. This is the cost of promoting propaganda, especially in corporate media, where, people are promoting this myth of Russiagate. And then all of a sudden, Tulsi Gabbard is this great Russian asset. And then Jill Stein's a great Russian asset. Key word, where is your proof? You're making a serious accusation,
yes,
former Secretary Hillary Clinton, about a current congresswoman in Washington, D.C., who has the highest levels of clearance, 16 years of loyal service to the Hawaiian National Guard with the rank of major. That's a pretty bold statement to make, and it says a lot about you as an individual. And you know what? You should have just stayed out of this entire political arena. But then again,
why is she not in the woods?
Yeah.
Go away. Oh my God, stop. Nobody wants to hear from you. If we wanted to hear from you, we would have voted you in. Shut the fuck up. Can't stand this woman. And yeah, what she did was so irresponsible. This story really, really creased me.
Okay, so Paul Magnaport. It's all good. It's all good. So real quick, I think it's important to note that this is an article from Politico, and of course it does devolve into how Tulsi Gabbard is an Assad supporter apparently, and somehow she's been very anti-regime change war. Well, I mean, okay, first of all, she didn't go to Syria to meet Assad. Okay, it just happened. She went there on a fact-finding mission. This is something that Tulsi Gabbard has said numerous times. It was a fact-finding mission. I mean, no one ever mentions that Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, met with Assad, but shh, we got to keep that quiet. But it's basically talking about the roots of the Clinton-Gabbard dispute, and the article goes on to mentioning how basically it starts in 2016 because at one point, Tulsi Gabbard was a rising star in the DNC. But I want to mention a letter that was sent to Tulsi Gabbard some time ago after she made her endorsement of Senator Bernie Sanders when she stepped down. So, and I want to read it out. Basically titled, Hammer Dropped, from Darren Strom, Monday, February 29th, 2016 at 3:13 p.m. to Tulsi Gabbard. CC, Michael Knives, or not Kives. Subject, disappointed. Wow.
Strong.
Representative Gabbard, we were very disappointed to hear that you would resign resign your position with the DNC so you can endorse Bernie Sanders, a man who's never been a Democrat before. When we met over dinner a couple of years ago, I was so impressed by your intellect, your passion, and commitment to getting things done on behalf of the American people. Highlighted. For you to endorse a man who has spent almost 40 years in public office with very few accomplishments doesn't fall in line with what we previously thought of you. Hillary Clinton will be our party's nominee. And you...
Wow.
Hold on, wait. And you... standing on ceremony to support the sinking Bernie Sanders ship is disrespectful to Hillary Clinton.
Wow.
Well, fuck you too. A woman who has spent the vast majority of her life in public service and working on behalf of women, families, and the underserved. You have called both myself and Michael Kives before about helping your campaign raise money. We no longer trust your judgment, so we will not be raising money for your campaign. Darren Strom and Michael Kives, K-I-V-E-S, it doesn't fucking matter, because it goes to a point
we'll call him
Kivies, whatever his name is. Here's the point that I've been saying for years, especially with Hardlands Media, with my fellow co-hosts, Daniel and Paul, way early on our radio days. Never, ever, ever, ever forget that the DNC establishment and Clinton campaign were working together to deny Bernie Sanders the nomination. Never forget that the DNC and RNC are friends with each other. Never forget that they take corporate donations from Wall Street, the big banks, and major corporations. Never forget that corporate media has turned a blind eye to the election fraud and to all the fraud that's happening with the RNC and DNC. Never, ever forget that they work together. And you think, no, seriously, and whether you like this show or not, whether you're critical of us, whether you're a fan of us, whether you're libertarian, green, Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, socialist, independent, or you just don't vote at all, Take a step back and look at your representative in the United States Congress and ask yourself this. Could your representative step away as being vice chair? Could your representative really step down when they acknowledge corruption? Tulsi Gabbard did that. Tulsi Gabbard saw something wrong and did the right thing. Simple as that. Her job, which is something we rarely see in Congress anymore. And yet the DNC just basically says, we're disappointed in you that you don't go along with our corruption. What kind of person are you? You expect us to do our job? Bullshit on this. This is propaganda from Russiagate and goes to the point that Hillary Clinton is so petty. But I'm seeing Daniel on the mic because then I want to hand it over to Kira. Daniel.
Let me get in the frame. It was about this time that Tulsi Gabbard began working for the Russians, says the DNC.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that dropping the hammer letter yet. I only read about about it.
It's from WikiLeaks. Yeah.
In the article, it's such a butthurt letter. Like, oh, like we can't actually defend our policies or anything, but we're gonna kick you off our roster. We're gonna let you no longer let you have a voice because we can't actually defend ourselves. We can't actually have independent thought and stand up for our policies because our policies are corrupt and empty and serve the rich and the powerful. So instead, we're just going to toss you off the docket and make you and basically blacklist you from the Democratic Party. And then when you actually go to do something like run for president, we'll shit talk you there too.
Yeah.
It's like this like junior high school girl fight.
Oh, it's so ugly and disgusting. But there's another thing too. It's like, all right, here's the thing, media and DNC. Tulsi Gabbard is a Democrat. Dr. Jill Stein is with the Green Party. Two different parties altogether. I'm going to explain again. Two different parties altogether, two different individuals. And Tulsi Gabbard has said not once, but twice that she's not going to run third party. But yet, oh, hold on, we got a super chat. DCK Punk, there's more. They are the head of the largest Hollywood agency. Context, guys? Is this? There's more. They are the head of the largest Hollywood agency.
The head of the
Theirs. All right, DCK Punk. Sorry about that. I'm seeing. But thank you for the super chat. So hey, yes, sorry about that, folks. We are live. So
that's the theme of today's show.
That is a theme of today's show. But I think it's very important to note. Look, Tulsi Gabbard, it's in a Russian asset because there's show proof, and hey. I'll apologize.
Absolutely.
I'll apologize. Show proof, Clinton. I mean, come on. You got all your supporters saying, well, she knows something. Well, oh, wait. So let's use this cartoon logic. Let's use this Saturday morning cartoon logic. Tulsi Gabbard becomes vice chair, and her secret plan is to step down and then do what? What the fuck is she supposed to do? I mean, seriously, Clinton, you made a serious accusation. You don't know what the fuck to follow up on?
It's a really serious accusation.
When CNN can't back you up, when the New York Times has to do a stealth edit, when all the other media outlets are kind of taking a step back, well, gee, what do we do? And then when all the other Democratic candidates also step up, when Senator Bernie Sanders, Nina Turner, Beto O'Rourke, Pete Buttigieg, Andrew Yang, Marianne Williamson, when they all step up and say, hey, show proof, or you're making a horrible accusation, and they're defending Tulsi Gabbard. Everyone's defending Tulsi Gabbard. They're not defending you. There's a lot of question marks around you. So again, with the article in Politico, it does mention the origins of it, especially with the letter, but then it devolves into a kind of a little small smear piece.
So what was the stealth change that they made in the article that she was a Republican?
No.
So what happened there? Can you clarify for me?
Okay, so Tim Pool posted this on Twitter. He's the one who founded it. Okay, so again, please check out Tim Pool's Twitter account. He's the one who posted it, and basically he has the archived article. But it's basically, it shows. They did a stealth edit where Clinton says the Russians are grooming somebody, and then change it to Republican.
Huh. Just because the accusation was so out of this world ridiculous.
Yeah, but the last thing I think happening is that the GOP is going to support a Democrat. I mean, come on. Look, okay, so hold on. Let's actually have this. So
yeah, here's the letter we're talking about that was changed.
This is the article.
Excuse me. So it changed from the phrase there, Russia was grooming Representative Tulsi Gabbard, to Republicans were grooming her as a third party candidate.
There was no edit history. There was no, hey, we changed this here.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Show
also
proof.
wanted to note DCK Punk
Holy
in the
buckets.
chat is saying that the they he was referring to in the super chat was the people that wrote the letter
the WikiLeaks letter to Tulsi Gabbard, or about Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
To Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi
It was a
Gabbard.
Hollywood casting letter, or a decasting letter, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's good, Daniel.
And look, we can't forget too, because like I remember watching election night, and look, I got in some arguments with people, especially after the DNC convention where me and Daniel were at. Look, there was a good chance that Trump was going to beat Clinton, and as watching an election night, I'm just thinking Clinton had everything working for her, and she still lost. She had Hollywood, the media, both Democrats and Republicans backing her up, and she still failed.
She had no energy behind her. She had no following, no people, no actual voters. People were holding their nose to vote for her if they were voting for her at all. People found it to be a waste of their time to go to the polls.
Well, I'm proud to say I voted, and I voted for Dr. Jill Stein. And you know what?
She's a Russian asset.
I'll do it again. I'll do it again. I guess I'm with Russia. You caught me.
So I just want to add that I think that, let me get in the frame, I think that Hardlands Media may have the highest percentage of news people voting for Jill Stein of any news company in the country.
Well, 100% of the panel here did.
I mean,
and then
not
y'all
voting,
did, right?
but voted, past tense, right?
In the present back then, it was a present tense, but now it's a past tense in the present tense.
All right.
I
use
have
your
voted
time
for
crystals.
Dr. Jill Stein 2 times.
Really?
2012 and
Well, okay. Well, I guess Kira's got us all beat, so there we go.
I got guilted into. Okay. So a little backstory. I
let's hear
started
it.
abstaining from voting after the 2000 election, and then I got kind of guilted into voting again in 2012 by everybody around me when people found out that I stopped voting, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll go vote for Jill Stein, and that's what I did in 2012.
All right. And again, thank you for the super chat, DCK Punk, and the clarification. So again, look, I think at the end of the day, because Nico House also put out a video too, with further, with some investigation showing that there's clearly some proxies that want to smear Tulsi Gabbard. And the thing is, this is something that we here at Heartlands Media, Jimmy Dore, Nico House, and all the other independent media outlets have figured out. Like, look, there's a smear campaign against Tulsi, but let's get this through your head so everyone knows. Tulsi Gabbard is not a Russian asset. If she is, show proof. But if she's not, shut the fuck up, Clinton.
Don't say stupid things.
You're irrelevant. Go away. It's Tulsi time. Let's end this before we move on to our next story because it's going to be a little bit downer. Let's have another Tulsi time. Widescreen.
Tulsi time. Tulsi time.
Tulsi time. There we go. Tulsi time. There we go. See, we're having fun here. Yep.
Oh, there's the surfer.
Oh, there we go. Tulsi.